Okay, students, welcome to Lotus Academy. Today, let us learn the grammar topic regarding the sentence. So, the sentence. A group of words that makes complete sense is called a sentence. So here, a group of words that makes complete sense is called a sentence. So group of words. Let us see, we should remember three things while writing a sentence. So what are those three things? The first one, the words in a sentence must be placed in proper order to make complete sense. So it may be a subject, verb, object. So what is the proper order for a sentence? So subject, verb, object. Here a sentence must always begin with a capital letter. So the beginning of the sentence should be in capital. That is the reason a sentence must always begin with a capital letter. See the third point, a sentence has a full stop at the end. So after completion of the sentence, we should put a full stop. Full stop shows that the sentence has completed totally. So these three things we should remember while writing a sentence. Let us see the kinds of sentences in English. So here sentences are four kinds. How many? Four kinds. There are four kinds of sentences in English. The first one is declarative or assertive sentences. The second one is interrogative sentences. The third one is imperative sentences. The fourth one is exclamatory sentences. So declarative, interrogative, imperative, exclamatory. So these are the four types of sentences in English. So let us see one by one. Declarative or assertive sentences. Let me give the definition of these. A sentence that simply affirms or denies something is called a declarative or assertive sentences. So assertive sentences are nothing but statements. Here nothing but statements. Affirms means statements. So they give some information about something. Let us see the example. He hates dishonesty. He does not agree with you. So these are the examples just I would like to give. Sonali will not sing tonight. So what do we learn from these assertive or declarative statements? They are simply statements. They provide some information regarding particular task. So those are declarative sentences. These are common statements. If you look at the examples, we can find she hates dishonesty. He does not agree with you. So these are common statements, declaratives. So Sonali will not sing tonight. So if you observe these sentences, we can able to know that they are sentences, common statements. Okay, let us see the second one, interrogative sentences. So interrogative sentences. A sentence that asks a question is called an interrogative sentences. So interrogative sentences are nothing but questions. Usually in our day-to-day life, we ask many questions our fellow beings. So here questions are nothing but interrogative sentences. Here let us see the examples. What is your father? How old are you? Is she well now? So asking the questions. So there are types in interrogative sentences. Usually the question starts with auxiliaries and the question starts with WH words. I mean, can you go? Will you come? Are you going? So the question starts with auxiliaries. What are you doing? When are you going? What is your job? What is your father? So these are all starts with WH words. So question starts with auxiliaries. Question starts with WH words. So two forms are there here in interrogative sentences. So interrogative sentences are nothing but a question. A question is posed to our fellow beings or to somebody. So these are interrogative sentences. Let us see the next part, the next category, imperative sentences. This is the next kind of sentence, imperative sentence. So let me share the definition of this sentence. A sentence that expresses an order, a request, or advice is called an imperative sentence. A sentence that expresses an order, a request, an advice, an imperative sentences. So advices, requests, and orders, they all come under imperative sentences. Let us see the examples. Post this letter. Get out at once. So please give your pen. Kindly help me. Take exercise daily. So here post this letter. This is an order. Maybe a father is going to order his son. Post this letter. Get out at once. This is also order. Please give your pen. So it is a request, asking in a requesting manner. And kindly help me. This is also a request. Take exercise daily. This is an advice. So these are all imperative sentences. Imperative sentences are nothing but commands, requests, orders, advices. They are all come under imperative sentences. So let us see the fourth one, exclamatory sentences. So let me share the definition regarding this. A sentence that expresses a sudden or strong feeling of the mind, a wish or prayer is called an exclamatory sentence. Sudden surprises, sudden feelings, sudden emotions, they are all come under exclamatory sentences. So usually sudden expressions, if you look at the examples here, what a beautiful sight. Here you can find the exclamatory mark. So how lucky he is. What a lovely shot. May India prosper. Long live our president. These are all sudden expressions and sudden emotions and sudden feelings. They are all come under exclamatory sentences. So, dear students, till now we have discussed the types of sentences. They are assertive, declarative or interrogative, imperative, exclamatory sentences. So these all are types of sentences. So there are four types of sentences in English. They are assertive, interrogative, imperative, and exclamatory sentences. So let us see the next part. So now let us see the second part of this topic, subject and predicate. Here, subject and predicate. every sentence has two parts. So in every sentence we can able to find two parts. What are those two parts? The subject and predicate. Let us know what are those two, subject and predicate. These two. First let us see the subject. The name of the person, animal, place or thing we speak about is called the subject. So what is the subject? The name of the person, animal, place or thing, or we speak about the subject. So we speak about is called subject. So usually we speak about these things. Those are animal, person, place, things. So the name of those things are nothing but subject. So let us see the predicate part. What we say about the subject is called the predicate. So here what we say about the subject is called the predicate. We are going to say some information about the subject. That is nothing but a predicate. Let us see the examples of these subject and predicate. Let me give the examples. Anu sings a song. Here Anu is a subject. Sings a song, that means verb plus object. So every sentence has subject, verb, object. So here Anu is a subject. Okay, we are dealing here now subject and predicate. Here we got subject part. And the remaining part, sings a song. So what we say about the subject, this is we are going to say about the subject, is called predicate. That means sings a song is predicate part. Predicate part. Sings a song is predicate part. So Anu is a subject. So sings a song is predicate part. So those two parts are here in a sentence. Subject and predicate are there in a sentence. Then only we can able to get the complete sentence. Usually every sentence has subject plus verb plus object. This is the common structure for every sentence. So here Anu sings a song. Anu is a subject. Sings a song is predicate part. In the same way, the dog is a faithful animal. So here the dog is a subject, is a faithful animal is a predicate part. Delhi is a subject, is the capital of India is a predicate part. The rose is beautiful. The rose is a subject, is beautiful is a predicate part. Here let us know some information about these two. In imperative sentences, the subject is understood or left out. Sometimes what happens in imperative sentences? So what is an imperative sentence? A sentence that expresses an order, a request or advice. This is called an imperative sentence. So in these imperative sentences, the subject is understood or sometimes left out. We don't write the subject. So we can able to understand in such conditions, in such cases. Let us see the examples here. Stand up. That means you stand up. It's an order. Thank you. So I thank you. That means. Here let us see the put a full stop after every imperative sentence. So we should put a full stop after every imperative sentence. We should keep or we should put the full stop. Full stop is necessary after completion of every sentence. So here subject is left out. Here stand up, thank you. But here it is given in the bracket. That means stand up means you stand up. Thank you means I thank you. So that is the reason we should keep the full stop after completion of these imperative sentences. So let me give the assignment for you. So write the running notes of these subject and predicate and types of sentences, these four. Let me give the gist of this class. So we have four types of sentences. They are assertive or declarative or statements, interrogative sentences, imperative sentences, exclamatory sentences, and we have subject and predicate parts. So assertive common statements. So interrogatives, questions comes under interrogative. Imperatives means order, request, commands. These are all imperatives. Exclamatory sentences. A sudden surprise, sudden emotion, sudden feelings, they come under exclamatory. And subject and predicate parts. Subject means the name of the person, animal, or place or thing. So we speak about is called the subject. And the predicate part. So what we speak about, the information, that is called predicate part. So usually subject and predicate parts contains a common structure, that is subject, verb, object part. So this is the gist of this class. So, and also we can in imperative sentences the subject is hidden or left out. So for example, stand up or thank you. That means you stand up and I thank you. So we should use full stop after this imperative sentences. And let me give the assignment for you. So write the running notes of these four types of sentences and subject and predicate also. So write this information in your notebook. Thank you. Have a nice day.